with it. But I remember watching her and trying to do the workouts, and I was 220 pounds, and I'm like, oh, this is good. And she's so fun, so, you know, super energetic. I'm like, I want to feel that way. So it was like every day doing the things and following her, and that I got to a point that I'm like, I want to do what she does. Like, I want to help other people. I want to inspire other people. I want to be the one that other people say, I want to do what you're doing. And that's something that I've carried on for the last, I think, like at least 10, 12 years, thinking I want to be like that person, and I want to be that person. So something that I've done is mirror behaviors, follow what people are doing. So for those of you familiar with Shalene, she created a lot of Beachbody programs, and she also trained instructors to train instructors, right? So later called master trainers with the company Beachbody, and I became one of them. I became a master trainer, and that was like, holy cow, like after years of following somebody and just watching through social media what they're doing, what their behavior, how they act, how they, like, what they say, success leave clues, like that's a perfect example of that. And it has to do with this, and the topic of this call. It's because I'm pretty sure Brock is going to talk about this, but it's in like in what you share, in what you talk about, in how you share, how you add value to people, how you're real. And I'm not trying to take away from your training, Brock, but it goes back to that. So I think it's really, to me right now, like my heart is full just having him as a guest. I just sent him a message. I said, Brock, would you be open to training my team? Would you hang out with us? Teach us your ways. How can we get better on Instagram? He's like, yeah, I'll do it. And so I'm super excited that you are here, Brock. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Paula Chavez. I should have said that in the beginning, but I am the founder of Team Impact within the company Saya Active, and I'm super excited to have you all here. Many other people are gonna watch this recording. I know there's a lot of time differences and all of that, and we have a lot of teams here. I'm so excited to have you guys here live, and when you watch the recording, I hope you give us feedback. I hope you go out there and implement. We have an amazing guest. Brock, you are just incredible. Brock 11 Johnson, make sure you're following him. He is incredible, funny, entertaining, but at the same time, he just adds so much value. And being a mom of 4 kids, actually I have one stepson your age who just graduated from college. I have 2 boys too that I'm like, I hope they're like at least a little bit the way you are. It's just awesome. I'm super excited and pumped that you're here. Honored to have you here. What you've created on the side while you're in school, in college, and just doing all this thing and playing football and all these things. I'm super honored, super excited to have you here. Brock, please, I'm gonna unmute you, and it's all yours.
Paula, thank you so much for that introduction. Really, that means so much to me. If you wouldn't mind, while I'm introducing myself, can you enable the screen sharing option for me so that I can share some slides? Absolutely. I never really do this. I usually just, teach off of, I have some slides on my end. Yeah. So it's totally fine. I usually just do like teaching audibly and like we'll just do video, but I was like, you know what? Like I haven't done any team trainings in a while. And to be totally honest with you, tonight, this is a totally brand new training. This is something that no other teams have gotten before. So I was like, you know what, let's make a new slide deck. So I created some slides to kind of make it easier. And a lot of what I'm teaching tonight is going to require some like visuals. So I'm glad we got that all set up. But yeah, thank you so much for the raving introduction. I really, really appreciate it. And Paula, thank you so much for having me here. Team Impact, hi, thank you so much for spending some time with me on your Tuesday night, Taco Tuesday. My girlfriend's finishing up making our tacos, and as soon as this is done, I'm gonna go have some tacos. So anyways, thank you so much for being here. Really excited to chat with you guys tonight about Instagram, really all things Instagram, but specifically the 5 things that you need to be doing, the 5 things you need to be doing to grow your Insta in 2020. And it's not like your basic tips of like, stick to it and work hard and like use stories. We're actually gonna get into the nitty gritty of the actual tangible tips, the things you need to be working on. But like Paula said, I have built this business for myself on a limited time and a limited budget, which I'm sure a lot of the Team Impact members who are watching tonight can relate to. Maybe you've got multiple kids. Maybe this is like your side job, but you got some other main job that you work 9 to 5. You're on a limited time. You're on a limited budget. I want to show you on the bigger picture that it is possible to build this team, to build this income, to build this impact in your community. It is possible, even with limited time and limited budget. So those are the things I'm going to kind of work you through tonight. While I was in college as a college student athlete, I built this business where I basically just teach other people, other small business owners, how to market. It's not an Instagram agency. I don't run your stuff for you. I want to teach you how to do it for yourself, so you don't end up paying me a bunch of money to post things on Instagram that you could be doing yourself. I want to simplify it for you. So anyways, with all of that, let's get into the actual meat of the content, and I will share my screen here. We can all see that okay, I hope. We can all see that good? We can see the slides and everything all good? Okay, sweet, awesome. I see Rebecca with the thumbs up. So 5 things you need to be doing to grow your Insta in 2020 by me, Brock 11 Johnson. There's my Instagram handle if you wanted to write that down or whatever, follow me on Insta. That's not just free pub. That's actually because on my Instagram, I post daily tips. Every single day I'm posting like little advice for your stories or your feed content or your reels or whatever it may be, constantly providing tons of valuable resources there on Instagram. But the 5 things you need to be doing. The first one is that you need to have an optimized profile on Instagram. And we'll talk about exactly what that means. But the reason for that is that the average Instagram user decides in 7 seconds or less if they're going to follow you. That means when someone new comes to your account, in like 5, 6, 7 seconds maximum, they're deciding whether or not they're going to follow you, Jamie. Amanda, they're like, hey, it's been 6 seconds. I know whether I'm following you or not. They know that quickly. So we need to have an optimized profile. We need to make sure that everything is dialed in. All of our buttons are in the right order so that we can make sure that that person transitions from just a casual onlooker to an actual follower. And the first step in that is that you need to have an optimized username. It's also known as like your handle. Basically the thing that comes after the @ symbol. That's your username. It needs to be simple. It needs to be easy to spell, easy to remember. Some tips that I can give you is add a "the" somewhere in your username. So for this example, maybe she would say like "the Kenya Kelly," or you can add a dot somewhere, Kenya.Kelly. An underscore is another great way to try to simplify your username, Kenya_Kelly. Basically, you want to make it as simple as possible. If your Instagram username is doglover17butterfly4, like it's just, we're not going to ever remember that. It's impossible to find you. It's in no way related to you. So yes, I do recommend making it your name, but I understand, like, trust me, my last name is Johnson. You can't always find the username Johnson's available. So let's be a little bit creative. Let's put some periods, some underscores, maybe the word "the" somewhere in your username to just find that username. Next, profile picture. This one should be obvious. Your profile picture needs to be a high quality, well-lit profile picture. I'm tired of seeing the profile pictures. I'll turn off my ring light. I'm tired of seeing the profile pictures that are dark and that are far away and you can't see anything in the picture. Your profile picture needs to be a close-up, well-lit selfie. That doesn't mean you need professional lighting or professional camera, whatever. Just get close to your camera, wipe off the smudges that I know are on your camera, stand in front of a nice window, and take a high-quality profile picture. Next, this one's really important, and this is the one that a lot of people miss. Your Insta name, which I'm going to refer to as your title. Most people on this line, because it just says name, they just put their name again. So for Kenya's example, she would do Kenya Kelly, and then on this line, it would just say Kenya Kelly again. Well, guess what? This line right here, this Instagram name line is searchable. Anything you put on this line is a way that someone can find you. So if she had Kenya Kelly as her username, and she also had Kenya Kelly as her Instagram name, well, guess what? The only way that anyone can ever find Kenya Kelly's page is if they search Kenya Kelly, which I don't know about you, but I don't know how many people are searching my name on a daily basis. Probably not very many. But what lots of people are searching for is brand expert, TikTok expert, brand/marketing. So this is where you get to be a little bit creative and come up with your title for yourself. Come up with your specific niche, your specific subcategory within your more broad category, and come up with the title for yourself. Like if you could boil it down to 2 words, what's your title? I'll go back to my own profile. My Instagram name, Brock 11 Johnson. My title, Instagram expert, top 100 podcaster. What is that title for you? What is the specific title that you would give yourself that is searchable by your ideal audience? The next piece of an optimized profile is a mission statement. This is another one that a lot of people miss. They mince words in their bio and they say things like, I want to help you live your best life, or helping you achieve your dreams, or I love dogs, follow along with my journey. All of those things are great and wonderful. I also love dogs. I also want you to follow along in my journey. I also want you to achieve your dreams and pursue your passions. But we need to be really specific with this mission statement. That's the biggest key. As you can see, Kenya's says that she's helping entrepreneurs build and market profitable brands online. Helping entrepreneurs, not helping you, not helping everybody, not helping people. She helps entrepreneurs build and market profitable brands online. I'll go back to my own profile. I help small business owners grow with Instagram stories. I don't just help anyone. I don't help people. I don't even just help business owners. I help small business owners, and not just with social media, not just with Instagram, but with Instagram stories. So with this line, it's really important your mission statement is as specific as possible. This is going to take some time. This isn't just like a, whip it out type of thing. This isn't just, let's just, put any random words here. It's important that you know who your target follower is, entrepreneurs, mine is small business owners, and how you can help them build and market profitable brands online, grow their business using Instagram stories, whatever that specific thing is that you help people with, that's what goes in the mission statement. And then finally, you need a call to action. The final line of your bio should have some form of call to action. Kenya's is as simple as click the link. Mine is just an arrow. That's all my call to action is. It says courses plus coaching and a down arrow. It doesn't need to be a big fancy call to action, but just something simple. There should be a call to action for some possible next steps for this new potential follower. So that's step number 1 to actually grow your following, is when they come to your page, you need to have an optimized profile. Moving on to number 2, consistency. You knew this one was going to come up. I don't think there's a such thing as a social media training where we don't talk about consistency. Consistency is how you grow. And let's talk about exactly what that looks like in 2020 for you on Instagram. Number 1, it is 7 posts per week as a minimum if you're trying to grow. Now listen, if you're like just trying to maintain, Phyllis, like maybe you're not really trying to grow right now, you're just trying to stay right where you're at, then that's fine if you post a couple times a week. That's fine if you forget to post for a month or 2. But if you're really trying to grow, minimum 7 times per week. Next, you need to be posting shareable content. That's our goal. Our goal when we share on Instagram is to produce shareable content. Produce the kinds of things that other people want to share. Now listen, if all we're doing is sharing pictures of our kids and pictures of our pets and pictures of ourselves sweaty after a workout with no context, that's not shareable content. Ask yourself, what kind of content do you share? What kinds of things are you sending to your friends and family? What kinds of things are you tagging people in? That is shareable content. And I'll give you a little bit of secret. Shareable content is content that teaches us something. So what can you teach? What can you inform people about? What new aspects or things can you teach about? And I'll give you a little bit of a golden nugget here that I wasn't planning on sharing, but if someone could put it in the chat, that would be really, really, really useful. It's a website that you can put in a keyword. So let's say that you do mindset coaching, or you do, Instagram marketing, or you do vegan meal prep, whatever your niche is. Visit the website answerthepublic.com. Answerthepublic.com. And on Answer the Public, it will give you the most popular search results for whatever that topic is. So if you're into, Frisbee golf, or you're into crocheting, if you put that topic into answerthepublic.com, you will get the most popular search results for that topic. And those search results are just ideas for posts. They're what people are asking. They're what people want to know. So Answer the Public is where you can get ideas for posts. If you're ever like, Brock, I just don't know what to post. I've heard people say, ask my audience, but my audience doesn't respond. Like, what do I do? Go to Answer the Public and you'll get tons of ideas for posts. Anyways, back to the actual planned content. Shareable content is what you need to be sharing on your Instagram. Ask yourself, would this be shareable? And then the third and final piece of what consistency really means is serving and not selling. If your Instagram is a walking sales pitch and a walking advertisement, nobody in their right mind wants to follow you. Nobody wants to follow just a sales page. There's a reason why that door-to-door salesman who bangs on your door and you turn off lights and pretend like no one's home. There's a reason why nobody is following that person around. Like you've never seen a trail of people following around this door-to-door salesman, because nobody wants to just hear you sell all day. And I understand that selling the product is a part of this business. I understand that getting people to join your team is a part of this business. I understand that you love the product and that maybe it's even changed your life. But guess what? Social media is meant to be social. You're supposed to be serving your audience and building connections with them, not just selling to them. So the vast majority of the time, if you follow me, you'll learn this. I never sell. Never. Like maybe 1% of the time am I actually selling on Instagram. 99.99% of the time, I'm serving. I'm offering up value. Like I said earlier, I'm teaching. I'm giving free tips, free advice. I am just sharing my life, trying to connect with my audience. I am serving, not selling. That is the second key to consistency. Third up on the list is engagement. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean by engagement, exactly like what that looks like. And I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to hear lots of podcasts and YouTube videos that are going to say like, here's how to get 10,000 followers this month, or here's how to finally break through and grow 1 million followers on Instagram. There's only one way to consistently grow your following on Instagram without buying followers or buying shout outs or having Ellen DeGeneres do a promotion of your page. The only way to consistently grow your Instagram is to engage with other accounts. So I'll ask you a question, and I would really love it if people, if you put it in the chat, the answer to this question. How much time do you spend on Instagram per day? How much time do you spend on IG? I want to pull up the chat here so I can see some of these responses. A ton, 30 minutes, less than 10, some people say, but most are saying an hour or two, 4 hours a day. Rebecca, I appreciate your honesty because I spend about the same. Some people are saying 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 to 60 minutes, 4 hours. Okay, so there's a big variety, but you're spending time. Next question, probably the more important question. How much time do you waste on Instagram per day? It's probably just as much. It's probably the exact same answer. Like if you're spending 4 hours on Instagram per day, you're probably spending 3 hours and 50 minutes wasted time where you're just hanging out, scrolling through your feed, getting lost, stalking someone. Next thing you know, you're like watching their kids' Instagram reels, and then you're going through their kids' conversations, and then you're like, oh, Becky and Sean do not like each other. And then you're just lost on Instagram. You're down the rabbit hole. How much time do you waste per day? Instagram needs to be thought of as a part of your business, because it is. Instagram is free marketing. Instagram is the most popular social media platform right now. I understand TikTok's big and it's in the news, but the best place to grow your business and grow your brand is on Instagram. So you need to realize that the time you spend there can't be wasted. You need to look at the hours you're spending on Instagram as work. It's funny when I tell my girlfriend, hey, I'm working, and she looks at my screen and I'm scrolling through Instagram, but that's work. That's work. That's research. That's spending time building engagement and building community. Here's an actual tangible way that you should break down the time you spend on Instagram. A third of your time should be spent posting, and 2/3 of your time should be spent engaging. A third of your time spent posting, 2/3 engaging. So if you spend 30 minutes, then that means you only have 10 minutes to make your post. You might be like, oh, Brock, that's not enough time. Well, it's gotta be. You're gonna have to learn to move on with what you have and fight that perfectionism and not try to make your caption so perfect the way I know you exactly want it to be. Write it and let's move on, because you only have a third of the time to spend on Instagram. It's actually spent posting, because 2/3 of your time should be spent engaging. So I saw some people earlier saying that, they spend like 4 hours a day engaging. That means it's 4 hours per day on Instagram. That means you're going to be spending quite a bit of your time, multiple hours per day engaging. So an example of this is, you spend 90 minutes a day on Instagram, 30 minutes to create your post. You got to spend 60 minutes actually engaging. Let's talk about what I mean when I say engaging. Let's talk about what exactly that means. Engaging on Instagram is not follow, unfollow. It is not follow, unfollow. And if you are following people just to unfollow them, please stop right now. You don't have to admit that you're doing it in the chat. I'm not going to put you on blast like that. But please, I beg of you, no more follow, unfollow. It's not 2011. And even if it was, don't do it then. No more follow and follow. Number 2, we're not just going to go to a bunch of pages and start liking a bunch of photos. We're not going to go to hashtags and just start liking every photo in hopes that they turn around and look at us. We're also not going to be leaving the comment of, love this, great post, really great content, super cool, bicep, awesome post, 100 emoji. We're not going to leave spammy, inauthentic, inorganic comments. We all know what happens when we get those on our own account. We're like, oh my God, this spammer commented on my account again. It's always this spammy guy who comments like, awesome post, with a 100 emoji. We're not going to be sending these spammy comments ever again, please. Your time spent engaging. I don't care if you spend 10 minutes. Like, who do I see who spend 10 minutes? Or a couple of people who said 10 minutes. Melanie. Melanie says she spends 10 minutes. So Melanie, I don't care if it's 6 minutes a day. Those 6 minutes are going to be spent thoughtfully engaging with your target market. Let's talk about what thoughtfully engaging means. Thoughtfully engaging, you already know what it doesn't mean. Thoughtfully engaging means asking a question, leaving a multiple sentence comment, leaving a comment that directly relates to the post. All of these comments actually should directly relate to the post. And fourth, finally, kind of the overarching theme here is you're trying to leave a comment that starts a conversation. You're trying to leave a comment that leads to more comments. Nowhere are you saying, come back to my page. Nowhere are you saying, check me out. You are just commenting and engaging with other people. You are finding your target audience. And I know we didn't spend a lot of time talking about who they are, because I can't break down with every single one of you who exactly your ideal audience member is. But once this call ends, if you don't know who that person is, you need to have them defined. As soon as this call ends, spend 15 minutes, spend 20 minutes writing down who exactly your ideal audience member is, and then go find them on Instagram and engage with them for 2/3 of the time that you're spending on IG. No more of those annoying, spammy, overdone comments. We're going to leave thoughtful comments, and we're going to actually build communities on Instagram. And that's how you win. For the first time ever, earlier in 2020, it was actually like one of the good things that happened in 2020. Instagram was like, hey, here's how our algorithm works. And we were hoping that it was going to be like an in-depth breakdown of like, you get this many likes, you get this many comments, and you did it. What Instagram said is, we care about relationships. Thank you, Instagram. That tells us nothing. But actually, if you think about it, that's actually telling us quite a bit. That's telling us that Instagram values who you comment with. So if you want more comments, if you want more followers, if you want more engagement, then you need to be engaging with others. Stop asking what your followers can do for you and start asking what you can do for your followers. Instagram is all about relationships. So that's why you need to be spending 2/3 of your time building those relationships. Instagram has two favorite things. Instagram loves Instagram, and Instagram loves how much time you spend on Instagram. Those are Instagram's two favorite things. Like Mark Zuckerberg, his two favorite things on the planet, it's not his wife and his kid, it's how much time you spend on Instagram, and it's Instagram itself. Those are its two favorite things. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because you need to know this so you can play the game. And that's my fourth tip for you: play the game. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean by play the game. Number one, post carousels. For some people who are watching right now and they don't ever use Instagram, they're like, Brock, what the heck is a carousel? You know, when you're on Instagram and there's those posts where it's multiple slides in like a slideshow, there's like the little arrow and you can move on to the next picture in the kind of slideshow. That's all a carousel is. It's just Instagram's fancy word for slideshow. It's when you post multiple photos at the same time. Carousels are one of my top 3 favorite forms of content right now. And that's because, going back to this one, if you post 3 photos and I post 1 photo, the people who are looking at your 3 photos are taking 3 times the amount of time. That's more time on Instagram. So a carousel is basically just taking the normal idea of, hey, I'm just going to post this photo. And instead, I'm going to post multiple photos at the same time. And now my audience is on Instagram for longer. They're spending more time. So instead of just posting a picture of the meal you made, the first picture is you holding the meal. The second picture is a close-up of the meal. The third picture is the recipe. The fourth picture is you cooking it. The fifth picture is a tip for the recipe. The sixth picture is you eating it. The seventh picture is your kid spilling it. The eighth picture is you cleaning it up. The ninth picture is your kid doing the dishes afterwards. Carousels keep people engaged for longer. They keep people on the platform. They have people spend more time on Instagram. So you got to play the game. And one of the ways to play the game is to post carousels. The next way to play the game is with IGTVs. And guess what? It's the same idea. Instagram is madly in love with IGTV. I'm going to be real with you for a second. I was talking to a guy who works at Instagram last week, and he was like, we are going all in on IGTV. We think it's the future. We think over at Instagram, they think that IGTVs are going to take over YouTube and they're going to take over the internet. Maybe they're right. Maybe they're wrong. But either way, if you're trying to grow your brand on Instagram, you need to be posting IGTVs. Now, as soon as I said IGTVs, I saw Rebecca go, because I hear you. IGTVs are scary. Because it's like, now I got to put my face on camera. I got to look at the lens. I got to remember what I'm saying. I got to teach about something. It's got to be a couple minutes long. Take the pressure off of yourself. It's okay. She who starts and fails will always be ahead of she who fails to start. I'll say it again. She who starts and fails will always be ahead of she who fails to start. Just get started with IGTVs. I promise you, my first ever course, this wasn't even an IGTV, my first ever course online that people like paid for. It looked like this. There was no ring light. It was filmed with my phone up my nose with terrible lighting, and I was super robotic, and I didn't move my hands once the entire time. It was the worst thing you've ever seen. And I charge people for that. You're posting an IGTV. You're not charging anyone for that. You're giving free value. That's number one. Number two, people do not expect you to be perfect. You are a million times harsher on yourself than anyone will ever be on you. That little tiny stumble over your words that you did at the 3-minute and 36-second mark, nobody's going to remember that except for you. So I encourage you to just start with an IGTV, whether it's a live video that you're going to make into an IGTV, whether you're going to practice your IGTV speaking by, posting on your Instagram stories. Just start. I encourage you, because IGTV, that's one of the ways you win. And especially in the network marketer, the direct seller space, especially in the market that we are all in, serving and teaching on IGTV, that's how you win. That's how you play the game on Instagram. And then the final one, you knew I was going to bring it up, Instagram Reels. Instagram Reels. What did I tell you? The number one favorite thing that Instagram has. Instagram's number one favorite is Instagram. Well, guess what? Instagram just released a new thing called Reels. It's like when you have a new baby and like there's that annoying mom who just like posts 50 million pictures of her baby, and it's like, okay, we get it. And every time you go out to dinner, she just wants to tell you stories about her kids and how great it is. It's like, okay, like, yeah, I get it. It said its first word and it was like mostly a mumble of sounds. Reels are Instagram's baby right now. They're trying to get you to look at Reels 24/7. I'll show you, this is live and in person. I'll show you what my Instagram looks like. When I go to the Explore page, which used to be called the Popular page, 60% of my screen is an Instagram Reel. They are trying to promote Reels like crazy. I did a test a couple weeks ago. I posted an Instagram Reel. I didn't even share it to my feed. I just posted the reel, no hashtags, no nothing. It was like 11 o'clock at night. Nobody's on Instagram at 11 o'clock at night. I woke up the next morning and it had over 100,000 views. Why is that? It's because Reels are Instagram's baby. They're trying to promote the heck out of Reels right now. And I know that there's going to be lots of questions about Reels, like, Brock, I don't dance. Brock, I don't do lip syncing. Brock, I'm not very coordinated. Brock, I don't really feel comfortable dancing on camera right now and posting something outlandish like that. I'm not Nicki Minaj or Cardi B. Like, I'm not going to be posting those things on my Instagram Reels. Listen, I hear you. Jill, I hear you. But you can still use Reels to grow on Instagram. You can still use them. And there are plenty of business owners who are using Reels and who are growing their platform, growing their Instagram without dancing, without lip syncing. If you want, this is another thing I wasn't planning on talking about. I posted some YouTube videos onto my YouTube channel last week. They're totally free. I geeked out about them because I was like, this should honestly be a course. But anyways, there's just some videos on my YouTube channel. I'll put it in the chat box. So if you want to post on Reels and you want to know how to use Reels, if you want to, whatever, you want to learn the buttons, you want to get some ideas for posts, I posted 3 videos on my YouTube channel on Monday. And I put it in the chat box. It's brock11johnson.tv. So there's some videos there with some extra training, some extra resources for you. But anyways, the third thing, the third piece of playing the game is to post on Instagram Reels. So that's the number 4. And let's kind of go back through these real quick before we get to number 5. Number 1, the optimized profile. Number 2, consistency. Got to be consistent. Number 3, engagement. Spending way too much time, wasting time on Instagram. 1/3 of your time is posting, 2/3 is engaging. And then number 4, you got to know to play the game. So when a new feature comes out, when Instagram 4 months from now comes out with its newest feature, which is probably going to be like a copy of Twitter or something, just refer back to this. Instagram's 2 favorite things, itself and how much time you spend on the platform. So Carousels, IGTV, and Reels. And then my 5th and final piece of, how you level up, how you actually grow your following, grow your income, grow your impact, grow your brand on Instagram in 2020 is hashtags. And I have some good news for you. Instagram has leveled the playing field. hashtags are now how people with 200 followers can show up right next to a post with someone who has 200 million followers. I don't care if you just started your Instagram account, if you have the blue verification check, if you are an Instagram influencer and Skinny Tea is paying you a couple $100,000 to post, or if you don't even know what the heck to post a picture of, Instagram has leveled the playing field. So that's the good news. The bad news is you probably still aren't playing right. So Instagram's leveled the playing field, but most of us, from my own research that I do and looking at your hashtags, which I do, I absolutely am going through your hashtags and seeing what hashtags you're using. You're probably still not using them correctly. So what do you need to be doing for your Instagram hashtags? How should you be using them? Number one, it has to be specific to your industry or niche. Specific is the key word there. That means we're not going to do hashtag fitness. We're not going to do hashtag fashion. We're not going to do hashtag fashion lover. We're not going to do hashtag fashion photo. I'm not going to do hashtag Instagram love, hashtag marketing. Those are too broad. We need to be specific when we're coming up with our hashtags. And again, I actually think I should say, I don't think I said this earlier. We're going to do some Q&A at the end if we have time. Paula, we can do that, right? We can do some Q&A? Okay, sweet. We're gonna do some Q&A. I'm sure there will be questions. So we'll do some Q&A at the end. Don't worry, we're almost there. I promise, I'm wrapping up. I can smell the tacos. I'll be done soon, I promise. This plane is landing. We'll do some questions as we're pulling into the tarmac and then I'm out. Number two, the second thing that you need to know about hashtags is they should be specific to the actual post's content. So if I post something about my podcast, I'm going to use different hashtags than if I post about a new YouTube video. And that's different hashtags than if I post about my weekend hike with my girlfriend. And that's different hashtags than if I post an old football picture. The hashtags you use need to be specific to the content that you're actually posting. So I'm going to be honest with you. I have like 18 different lists of hashtags. I have a lot of hashtags that I save and that I use on different posts. And that's my final tip, is to have 28 hashtags per post. And there's research to back this up. You can check out, there's plenty of Pew research studies. Pew is like the company that does research on social media analytics. 28 hashtags is what they've found. Why 28? The reason for 28 hashtags is because Instagram allows you to use 30. But you know, Carrie, if you're always using 30 hashtags, you're going to be on Instagram's radar. They're going to be like, oh gosh, like this might be something spammy going on, something weird's going on here. So we're not going to use all 30. We're going to use just below that. We're going to use 28 hashtags, and there should be 28 hashtags on every single post. Every single post has 28 hashtags, and that's to make sure that you can maximize your reach, to make sure that your post is showing up in front of the right eyeballs. I have a special kind of gift that I wanted to talk about, and it's actually kind of two gifts in one I thought about. And that is, so again, those are your 5 things. That's the 5th one, was hashtags. The final thing that I wanted to share is Instagram reviews, which is what I'm currently doing. So if you want me to review your profile, you want me to go through all this stuff and check off your mission statement and help you come up with a better one, and make sure that your niche is specific enough, and make sure that your profile picture is right, I have a 20% off code. It's Impact, and it's on reviewmyig.com. And basically what that is you know, you grab your Instagram review, and then I will send you a video, a private link to a video of me going through your Instagram being like, oh, this is really good. Oh, this needs some work. Oh, this needs to improve here. This is a strength. This is a weakness, and even some tips for the future. So that's what the Instagram review is. And there's the 20% off code Impact. But what I wanted to tell you about is actually like the double gift is after checkout, you'll also see a bonus offer of my course, which is the most popular Instagram hashtags course on the internet. I'm very proud of that. And it's called Help with Hashtags, 50% off after that. So after you grab your Instagram review, you'll get a little pop-up that says like, do you want to get help with hashtags too? And that is available for 50% off. It's the most popular Instagram hashtags training available. I literally just added 2 new training videos to it. Last weekend? Yeah, last weekend, because there's been some new hashtag changes in the world of Instagram. So anyways, that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here and for paying such great attention. I would love to open it up for Q&A because I know there's going to be a lot of Q&A. There's lots of questions, I'm sure. But reviewmyig.com is where you can grab your Instagram review. But most of all, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. If you never see any of my posts again, you don't follow me, and you're never on another training with me again, then nice to meet you. And thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate everyone's time. Let's do some questions though. Let's do some questions. Can we do that, Paula? Cool.
Let's do it. So I think one of the most popular questions is around hashtags. So let me ask you a couple of questions that I have here, and then we'll talk a little bit more about hashtags if you don't mind. Regarding carousels, being that we sell product and we also have the business opportunity, ideas for carousel. And I wrote one, and maybe you can suggest one, like, for example, taking different outfits, right? Like taking a piece, or like, oh, these are my favorite joggers, and then different ways to dress them up. And then you post multiple, right? Like that would be applicable, like the way we would do it here, right? That product wise.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily selling it, but sharing ideas of how you could wear this one piece in different ways, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So my thought is, yes, a picture of you wearing the outfit. Maybe you're going to add a little bit of words. Top 3 ways to style this white blazer. Then they're going to swipe through and they're going to see those different ways. You're just serving. You're not selling. You're just serving. You're just giving them some free advice and tips on how to style this outfit. And what that's doing is that's building their curiosity, because then what they're going to say is they're going to say, where'd you get that white blazer? Where can I buy that? Where can I find that? Then it's okay to sell to them. Then you're having a relationship. Then they've literally asked you to sell to them, but you've started from a place of serving. You're just giving away tips. You're giving away resources. You are sharing value.
That's awesome. And one thing that I've learned is to invest, learn, teach. And you just talked about that. And I cannot even tell you how powerful that is. And I want to suggest, some of you may say, no, Paula, forget it. On IGTV, teaching maybe 3 or 5 takeaways from tonight. Just do it. Like you have this and say, oh my God, I did a training with this amazing guy named Brock Johnson, and I want to share with you 5 of my biggest takeaways, which were this, and that. If you want all my notes, feel free to message me. I'll send you all my notes. Or if you want to type them and then do it like as a carousel, just an idea, right? So kind of like how to implement it, so you guys don't go to bed thinking, I have no clue what to do with this stuff. It's so overwhelming. There's a couple quick tips that you guys that we can implement right away. And that's how now you're teaching, you're positioning yourself as not necessarily the expert, but that you're learning, that you now know something that you didn't know before. And if you're adding value to someone else, now they got eyes on you. You're gaining their trust, and there's like that credibility component and all that. So I hope that helps you guys. But what other suggestions would you give? Oh, like, you're familiar with the industry, like what else would you?
Yeah, I think that first of all, Paula, like your ideas for posts are so awesome. Like that was 2 in a matter of 60 seconds. Awesome. I think that in general, with everyone who's watching Instagram account tonight, your goal with sharing, tucking someone in. Your goal with sharing on Instagram is to get to follow.
I muted you.
Are we good? Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Your goal with sharing on Instagram is to get your audience to fall in love with you, to buy into you, not your product. Because guess what? 5 years from now, you're probably going to be doing something different. 10 years from now, you're definitely going to be doing something different. Instagram might not even exist. Your goal is to build your following around you. Your products are a part of you. What you sell is a part of you, but you have a personality and interests and hobbies and things and expertises and stories that have happened to you in your life and experiences you've had that deserve to be shared, that have happened to you for a reason. Those things are what to focus on, not the product, not the company, not the opportunity, but on yourself and selling yourself as the brand with this company as a part of it.
That's awesome. That's so good. Okay, so the questions about hashtags.
Mm-hmm.
What hashtags to use? Hashtags regarding the company. Do we use the company name? Do we not use the company name?
Mm-hmm. Definitely do not use the company name. Because here's what any rational consumer does. They see that you are promoting Zaya products, or they see hashtag Zaya. What they're going to do is they're going to go to Google, then they're going to research some stuff, then they're going to watch some YouTube videos, then they're going to read a blog, then they might eventually buy. But guess what? They don't care about you who started them on this journey. Zaya loves that because, hey, that's more sales. But for you, that does nothing for you. That's not a sale that counts for you. I mean, Amanda, you did a great job promoting it, but they just left your page and went somewhere else to really get the juicy stuff, to read the reviews on Amazon and all that stuff, whatever. When you use that hashtag, first of all, who's looking at hashtag Zaya? Not your potential client, not your ideal customer. Everyone else on this call is looking at Zaya, and you're not just trying to get followers who are already into Zaya, and you're not just trying to get people to follow you who are already in the business and in your downline and in your upline. If they do, that's fine, but your goal is not to just have those people already in the business follow. Your goal should be to attract your ideal audience. And so you should be using hashtags that your ideal audience is also using, that they are also searching for. I go way more into depth with that in that hashtag training, Help with Hashtags. But really your goal, the overall goal, is to find hashtags and to make lists of hashtags that your ideal audience is also searching for and also using. And it's probably not hashtag Zaya.
That's so good. What other questions what questions do you guys have that who wants to share?
I saw someone ask, should we put hashtags in our post or in the comments? Your hashtags should go in the first comment below your post. Instagram, and this is again from this guy who works at Instagram who I talked to last week. It was actually on Saturday. He said it doesn't make a difference if the hashtags are in your caption or in your first comment. Either way, the hashtags are getting applied to your post. So then the only difference is just visual appeal. It looks ugly to have a giant chunk of 28 hashtags in your caption. You just wrote this beautiful paragraph. You're being super vulnerable and expressing yourself. And then you're going to throw 28 hashtags into that caption. That looks ugly. No one wants that. Put the hashtags in your first comment. It will still be applied to your post, but it won't affect it aesthetically.
Do you guys see my screen?
I don't.
What do you I can't find everybody. This is the weirdest thing. The screen just took off and I can't find it. This is super weird. It's like, I don't see the meeting. I see myself, but I don't see the meeting.
Interesting. I'm not sure what's going on. Everyone else can see the meeting, right?
Like where I don't know how to find. I can't see you.
I don't know what's going on. I do not know what's going on there, but I'll answer some more questions. Should we have a separate IG from our personal IG, a business one and a personal one? Kristen, no. This business is tied to you and your personal brand. First of all, it's really freaking hard to run 2 Instagrams at once. Now, if you want to have a private Instagram that Auntie Cheryl and your nieces follow, like that's fine. You just want to post family stuff over there, that's fine. You want to post pictures of your kids and your dogs all day on your private Instagram account for your family, knock your socks off. But if you're trying to grow your brand and you're trying to grow your business and you're trying to grow a real following that can translate into customers and more team members, then you need to be doing that on just one Instagram, one personal Instagram that is tied to you. You're posting your family stuff, you're posting life stuff. It's about you, but it's ultimately for your brand. Now, I know that might get a little bit confusing when I say like you need to do a personal Instagram account. And let me backtrack for a second. Your account should be a business account. On Instagram, you can select like whether it's a business, it's public, it's private, or it's a creator. You should have a business account. That's the setting you should select. But you're not running it like it's just, you know, Facebook or whatever. Like it's just Hydro Flask or it's just some business's account. This is your personal brand. The only reason why we chose business account in settings is for those extra analytics. This is your personal account that you are running for your business. See if there's any more questions here before
I still can't find it. This is so weird. My eyes are everywhere. I don't get it. I do not understand. It's like it just left the screen. It shows me that I'm in a meeting.
So Paula, you should be able to hit alternate tab and it'll take you back.
Where?
Click on your keyboard, Alt Tab, and it'll take you back. Hold them together, like the command together.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've never, like I started Instagram like quite a few years ago, but I've never used it before. I don't even know if I even have a profile picture. Is there a way that you could help me try to set up an Instagram, or is there someone I can talk to that deals with that? Like, I know absolutely nothing about Instagram. I do all my posts on Facebook.
Gotcha. Yeah, that totally makes sense. And I'm sure there are other people watching who have the exact same question. The best next step would just like DM me and I'll help you get that figured out. Send me a DM on Instagram. I'm very active in my DMs. And that's kind of the final piece that I'll leave y'all with before I go eat my tacos, is that the sales and the conversions will take place in the DMs on Instagram. You're not going to be selling because you made a really great post on your feed. You're not going to be selling because you were super active on your stories. You're going to be making sales, making conversions, turning someone from a follower to a customer in your direct messages. That's where that takes place. And the reason is that the modern consumer, the millennial, the 2020 consumer, whatever you want to call them, they don't buy from someone who has the best products. They don't buy from the company that has the best bells and whistles. They don't buy from the company that has the flashiest advertising. They buy from the company who they feel they can relate to. They need to build a relationship with you. That's how you get someone to buy. That's how you get someone to join your team, is to build a relationship. And there's no better place to build a relationship than via a one-on-one conversation. And that's what the direct messages offer. So if you send me a direct message, it will always be me replying. I don't outsource that. I don't have anyone on my team help me with that. I respond to all of my DMs personally, and you should too, because that's where you build relationships. And that is where eventually sales can take place. So I'll leave you with that. Again, my Instagram. Got a little bit of an echo there. My Instagram name is Brock11 Johnson. Thank you so much for being on tonight. Team Impact, I really, really, really appreciate you. Happy Taco Tuesday. I hope your September goes awesome. And I will see you hopefully over on IG. Have a great one.
Can you guys see me? I'm right here. This is insane.
Poor Paula.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I think we all can hear you.
Yeah, we can.
Really? I don't understand what happened. It's like, I'm here. I can't hurry up. Bye guys, let me figure this out. Ah, this is crazy. I don't know what to do. Oh baby, hold on. I have oh, what? Can you see me?
Yes.
Did you see me all this time? This was all
Yes.
gone. This
Yes.
was gone. This was gone. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. That was really good. Let me just stop recording. This is